Hi, everybody. This is Jaden Bax with Avenue Financial. I'm a mortgage broker out by Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I'm joined, as always, by my cousin from Vancouver Island with DLC Dominion Lending Center. Sorry, Mike Parkinson. How you doing today, Mike?
Great, Jay. How are you?
I'm loving. Well, my New Year is going great. Everything personally is fantastic, but the government of Canada is
Oh,
screwing with my year a little bit, right?
not just you, man. It's everybody. It's all the Canadians. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. So
Well,
what are they doing right now, Jay? That's making it so difficult.
so this is terrible. So everybody knows I love working with new immigrants. I've been
Yep.
an immigrant in other countries before. Just love helping people solve that challenge of home ownership. As of January 1st, 2023, the government has imposed a ban on foreign buyers with a lot of caveats within it.
Yep.
This was decided that they were going to do this last summer in the budget, and then we got the official version of it on December 21st, 2022.
Merry
They
Christmas.
waited, yeah, they waited until less than 2 weeks before the new year, before
Yeah.
implementation, to actually roll it out to all of us. It's just been an incredibly stressful thing. So the basis of it and what they're not saying, but what they're kind of implicitly showing with the way that they're setting up the rules, is that the government no longer wants for people with work permits to be able to buy a home in Canada.
Right.
They've set restrictions on. You have to be, if you want to buy a house in Canada as a person with a work permit, you have to be in here working for the last 4 years and
Right.
having filed taxes for the last three. What I'm going to say to that is that you can get a permanent residence within 3 years of being in Canada. You can start that process. So basically, what they're saying with the timeline of all of that, it's going to be incredibly difficult for people on work permits to buy homes. Now, there's some other things about it that they're kind of opening it up, and their idea is that they want to open it up to small communities as well. So if you're not within what's called a CGA, I think it is a consensus.
You're right.
Sorry, a census. Now I'm forgetting the word, but basically
I
big
yeah.
the big areas, right? So
Yep.
Calgary, Edmonton, an area, Vancouver, an
Yep.
area, and all of that. If you're not within that, and you're not also within what they call a census agglomeration, which is a place that has 10,000 or more
Yep.
residents, you can buy and without any restrictions, which is great. The problem is that if you, for those of us in Alberta, Brooks, Alberta is a census agglomeration. There's just these little communities that you would think that would be exempt that basically people
Yeah.
can't go and buy. So it's really frustrating. The rules are very unclear at this time. But one of the things that we really think is that it's going to have kind of a huge impact on the rental market as well. Can you talk about that, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's not enough rentals as it is because look at what people are paying for rent. They can't find places to rent. And if man, if you got a dog or something like that, well, good luck, right? And rents are just as much as mortgages these days. It's absolutely crazy. I've never seen anything like it. So how's that going to affect things? 500,000 immigrants coming into Canada with very limited places to rent, and they can't buy right away. So I mean, it's going to make. But I also want to say this, Jay, that the government can make changes at any time. So do we think this is going to be a long lasting thing? We don't know. We don't know. Maybe a
Well,
year from now, they could be like, oh, we're going to change this rule. It's just like regular mortgages. They could change a rule on something at any time. So this is what's happening now. We're trying to figure out, fine tune it all and figure out everything to do with what moving forward in the near term. But don't forget, rules could change. So that's why we're going to keep you updated with all this.
absolutely, and so that like if you're a new immigrant in Canada and you're upset about this, reach out to your MP.
For sure, yes.
I've reached out to my MP and I'm letting him know that my concerns about this, which are around, when somebody comes to Canada on a work permit, they're and they want to buy a home, they're not doing that as an investment. They're not doing that to buy a house and then go back to their country and just keep
Yep.
that as a rental so that they have investment income afterwards. They're trying to establish themselves in Canada and become part of the Canadian community, right? And
Yep.
so I if if you're concerned about this, about your buying ability over the next couple of years, absolutely give me and Mike a call. This is something that
Yep.
we're not experts yet. We're still going through things, and as per anything coming from the government, it's very unclear exactly how the rules will be set out. The mortgage insurers and the lenders, they have what they follow, but there's still a little bit of gray area there. So call us if you're worried about it. And if you're really worried about it, email into your MP. Feel free to give me a call and CC me on that, because I'm happy to put my 2 cents in as well. It's just one of those challenges that happen in the mortgage industry. This is what we're dealing with today. They've said that this is for the next 2 years. We're very hopeful that it won't last that long. But always happy to talk. If you're still 3 years away from buying because of this foreign buyers ban, I'm still happy to talk to you. Mike is still happy to talk to you. Give you the best guidance that we can now, and make sure that you can buy as quickly as possible.
Let's get a plan in place. That's the number one thing. Is let's establish where you are today, and based on the rules today, where are you going to be to get into your first home as soon as possible? So that's something we can help you with. So reach out anytime. We're happy to chat with you.
Yeah, and same thing. Anybody, family or friends immigrating, thinking of immigrating, we're just happy to have those chats all the time. So thanks so much, guys. We'll have hopefully a more positive one next week. Talk about some different things that are particular to new to Canada mortgages.
Perfect. See you, Jay.
Thanks, bud.